Today we are doing a get ready with me life update, so let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing very well. So yes, today we are just going to sit down, put on some makeup while I talk about how life is in general. I've been going through a lot the last few months and just wanted to sit down, have a chat, grab yourself a drink because I think this might be a bit of a long one. I have so much to talk about, I have so much makeup to use. I have so much makeup to use, and it's just nice to kind of sit down sometimes and just relax and put on some makeup. Like my baby is sitting here watching Dancing Vegetables and he's currently like hypnotized, so it's so funny to kind of see his reaction with this stuff. I don't put it on for too long because I know it's brain rot, but yeah, let's just kind of get into it. So we're just gonna kind of go through my regular steps. I'm not really going to talk about what I'm using because we'd be here all day if I was. So yeah, life is here and there right now. It is very up and down. If you guys haven't seen any of my previous videos, I'm not going to go into like too much depth because if you want to see certain things then they're just on my channel. But yeah, in the past like year I've had a baby. We were trying for like 4 years and we had our miracle baby who is almost 10 months old. He is 10 months in like one day. It's in tomorrow when I'm filming this. I don't know when I'm going to upload this, but he's going to be 10 months old and I'm having to start to like plan his first birthday, which is insane because I just feel like this year has flown by so much and so much has been going on and been happening, and I'm just so grateful that he is an amazing baby because I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful boy. He is like a ray of sunshine, and everything that I've been going through the past kind of like half a year or so, he has brought so much light to me, to my family, to everybody. And dealing with kind of like postpartum life is weird because, you know, your life does change because you have to remember that you're looking after and that you've created another human. So something as simple as me wanting to like go to the shop or going to do this, I need to kind of add in the factor that he is there as well. So today I have like something as simple as going to like a hospital appointment. I need to, obviously I could take him with me, but by the time I need to go it's like rush hour and there's so much going on that I'm now having to wait for my husband to come home to kind of look after him and do this and that. And I'm not complaining by any means the fact that I have a baby and that I have extra responsibilities, because it's something that I have wanted my whole life. And I mentioned this in my kind of like, you know, my birth story and all this other stuff about how, you know, how much joy he brings me. And then when we found out that we were pregnant, it was just a crazy other thing. But you know, leading into how things are going now, like I had to leave my job because I wasn't able to be a mom, like a full-time mom, and work part-time, if that makes any sense. And when it comes to the job that I was in, like I was in retail, it's very difficult to sometimes counterbalance like work life and having to be a mom, because I don't want to send him to nursery yet. That's my personal preference. Like I feel like if I'm going to pay a nursery to look after him, I can just do it myself. Like I know it's all about him interacting with other kids and getting used to other people and blah blah blah, but I'm just at a point where I'm just kind of like, I'll do it myself, I can do it myself, which is fine because I love being at home with him. Like we get to do our own activities, we get to go out, and I get to go and see like my mum and my family and go and do stuff. But I will obviously have to start looking at nurseries and all this and that when he is a bit older, which is a whole nother like crazy ballpark that I don't think I'm ready to kind of think about. But I am currently looking for like a part-time job or like something remote because I need to obviously make money. Like I can't like not have a job. In my mind, like I've always worked. So ever since I was like 17, I was working constantly. There was maybe one time I wasn't working because I was made redundant and I legally couldn't work for like a whole month. But other than that, I've been working like most of my life and I love working. I love talking to people, interacting with people, and just kind of doing like a regular routine of something. And again, because I am now a mum, it's very difficult to be able to do all of that. But if I can find something where I'm working from home, I can look after him most of the time, and we can still just do our regular things, that'll be perfect. I know in the ideal realistic world it probably won't be that easy, because it's definitely not that easy. I had to wet my sponge because my brush was not cooperating with me today. But yeah, if I can just, like, you know, in a realistic world, I know it's never going to be ABC, but you know what, I'm still looking for something similar. And if I can work from home, great. If I work part-time, that's fine. Like, I need to have some kind of routine and stability and things going on with life, which is fine, because obviously when he gets a bit older, I'm not going to be able to spend that much time with him. But you know, I'm making each moment as important, as special as I can. It's just obviously having to have money is so important. It's such an important step of life, and I want to obviously provide for him and get him what he needs. He has everything he needs right now, which is important. And you know, we have a loving family and everything is great, so that we don't have to worry about. But obviously you need a roof over your head and everything, you know, there's so much, everything that kind of has to be taken into account. But other than that, like, postpartum life is fine. Like, I've been having a lot of issues with like my periods and stuff, not to get into too much information because I'm sure a lot of people probably don't want to hear about it, but it's just how I'm doing at the moment. Like, my body has always been a bit of a mess, hence probably why it took me so long to get pregnant as well. But you know what, you just have to kind of get on with things, and that's what I've had to do. Like, periods are such an important thing of a person's life, and the fact that I've had a period for 3 months onwards has been just agonizing, and it's painful and it's frustrating. And hopefully today, that's what my appointment's about. They get to kind of like find out what's going on. So if you want an update, I can, if they give me something, if they tell me something, then I can definitely let you guys know if you want to know. It's just been like a big frustration in my life. But yeah, I've still just been kind of getting on with things. If you guys didn't see any of like my video, my dad did pass away recently, like a month ago, which was kind of when I'm filming this, it was like a month ago, 2 days ago, if that makes any sense, like the 29th. And obviously it's something that I think about every day, and I don't want to dwell on it too much in this video because it will make me upset, but then it will kind of, it's a good way for me to kind of let it out as well. That's why I wanted to do like a kind of get ready with me, kind of talking about things, because on my Instagram I share a lot of like quotes and, you know, a lot of pictures and this and that about him. But just because he is and was like the biggest person in my life, and it's very strange every time, obviously, when I think about him, or even yesterday, like when I went to my mum's, when that person's not there anymore, you have to kind of remember to kind of, I don't know, just be strong and just remember that they're in like a better place, if that makes any sense. Because the only way that I kind of think about things in a positive light, in the fact that he's not here, is that he's doing better, like where he is, because on earth he just wasn't having the best time, like through most of his life. I know this is obviously quite personal, but a lot of his life, I'm pretty sure he struggled a lot. He had manic depression, he had bipolar, and it was a lot for him to kind of get through certain days. There were days when I was young, and there were weeks when he would never leave the house, and he would constantly either just be in his room, he'd be asleep all day, or he would be watching telly, and then it would be like 2 in the afternoon, he's like, oh, I'm going for a nap, I'm going for this. He would take a lot of medication, and you know, it's a big part of like his life that he just wasn't happy with, and there was just so much in his life that he was dealing with. But you know, everyone has their own journey in life, and people kind of go through very different things in their life, and you just have to find a way to kind of be strong and get on with it. But my dad never really kind of found that kind of main ground, and I was just very grateful that he was my dad. There was, again, a lot of factors that I'm not going to talk about, that we didn't talk for a long time, but we did sort it out before he passed away, which is important. When I was pregnant, we sorted it all out because I think he realized that he was in the wrong and that he needed to kind of apologize for things, and he did apologize profusely in the couple of months, and stuff like that. And you know what, you kind of just get on with it. It's difficult to kind of forget about it, but I don't want to hold a grudge to someone that's not here anymore. Like, it's so important to kind of let go of things that probably just don't matter anymore, because all I want to think about is, when I think about my dad, is the good times, all the times where we would talk about the cinema, we would talk about movies, we would talk about music, and the times that he showed me his favorite bands. And I'm never ever going to forget the time when my sister bought him like the Led Zeppelin DVD, and he said to me, sit down, we're going to watch this. And the second it started, my mind was just like I probably spoke about it a few times about my love for Led Zeppelin just because of my dad, and a lot of people, when they associate me, they associate Led Zeppelin because I talk about them so much, but I just, I never want to forget the good times that we had, because there was there was a lot of bad times, but you just, it kind of molds you as a person, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't want to, again, like I said, you don't want to speak ill of someone that's not here anymore because you've made your peace. But again, those thoughts never kind of leave you, and every day I do get upset about it, and every day I do kind of think about him, but I don't try and make it negative, if that makes any sense. I there's days when I can't go to his gravesite because it takes a while for me to get there, especially if I have baby. It could take up to like over an hour to get there, and the trains are just long, and in London when you're on a train it goes on and on and on, but when I'm there you just feel so peaceful, because I was talking to like my brother about this yesterday. When you go to a gravesite, it's either going to be really busy because people are there, like if it's a weekend obviously, or if it's like a Father's Day or something, or some type of day, a lot of people are going to see their relatives and stuff like that. But I just find every time I've been there, a couple of times I've been by myself, and I feel so at peace, because I know that it's a place that is very beautiful, and of course it's a gravesite, so it's not exactly going to be like full of people raving and dancing and all that stupid shit, but it's a place where you can sit and think about that person, or just think about life in general, because there's so much that you end up thinking about because it's so quiet. And again, it's a very nice calming place that I like going to. Again, I can't go as often as I hope I could go, but he's, the main thing is that he's in my heart, and that's all that matters. My heart, my mind, and he's never gonna leave that. And I do, like I said, I think about him every day. Like, he's on my wallpaper, which is probably not the best the best thing to have, because obviously whenever I think about certain things I get really upset, but it's such a good process for mourning. Like, I've never had to, like, I've dealt with like my granddad passing away and my uncle and this and that. There's so many members of my family that have passed away that have meant so much to me, that it's so strange obviously them not being there anymore. But when it's your dad, and someone who obviously has been there since the minute you were born, it's a big like change in your mind, and a big change in just your daily routine. And every time I kind of go to see my mum, I kind of forget sometimes that he's not here, because I end up wanting to ask her something, and I'm just like, hang on, we don't, I can't ask her that because he's not here anymore. Like, I would, when he was in the hospice, I'd call her up and go, oh, did you go and visit dad, or this and that. And obviously now it's just more about how she is, because the trajectory has changed in what we talk about. So on a daily basis, I would say to her, oh, how is he today, if I wasn't able to go, and she would tell me. But obviously now we don't obviously need to talk about that, which is okay, because obviously if we talk about him, it's just about, I say to my mum, oh, I found this photo the other day of him, or let's talk about this memory that we have of him. And that's what makes everything easier, is to talk about that person in the best way possible. And that's what I intend to do. And I'm just so glad that my baby had some time with him as well, because every time we would go and see him, regardless if it being at the hospice or my mum's or at the hospital or wherever, he would just light up and he would be so happy to see him. And that's the memories that I want to keep, and that's what I want to tell my baby when he's older, about how much his granddad kind of wanted to stay so he could watch him grow up. And that's just kind of like, obviously me being honest, because I'm just constantly, he's like the main thing that I've been thinking over a lot. And it's just because it's so fresh, and like I said, it's only been a month, so it's not like it's been a year, 10 years, whatever. I still think, regardless of how long it will be or is gonna be, I'm still gonna think of him in that same light. But other than that, like, my brain has just been trying to get on with everyday life. Like, I'm playing like Death Stranding 2 at the moment, which I'm loving, because I absolutely love the first game. And I just finished watching like Jacksepticeye play it, who is such a great YouTuber, and his take on everything, like, I watched him pretty much play the whole thing. His last video was like 5 hours long. I didn't watch it in one sitting, because that would indicate that I have literally nothing going on, but I do. But he was very like and ah about it, and at the moment I am a little bit and ah, because the storyline itself is here and there, but I am still enjoying it. So that's something that's great to kind of keep me busy. Yeah, so my life is essentially just kind of baby, morning, and then stuff obviously about my dad, and then makeup. Like, I'm still trying to do as many videos as I can. Like, I still really enjoy making my videos, because again, it keeps me sane, it keeps me busy. It's kind of something fun to do when baby's napping, or even like now he's watching some stupid nursery rhymes. Me, when I was young, I remember just watching like Rugrats and watching other random stuff, and now we just have this kind of AI generated stuff, which is insane. But he seems to enjoy it, which I guess is fine. I just can't wait for him to kind of grow up, and me and my husband to show him the stuff that we used to love. I think that's another great thing about having kids, is kind of showing them stuff that you love. And I know, like, that's why nostalgia is so important, and why nostalgia is still going, because people are showing their kids all the stuff that they used to love. And I can't wait to show him like more music and, you know, films and stuff, and take him to his first cinema trip. Like, I know that they have like parent baby cinema trips, but there really isn't anything near me, which is so frustrating, because if they have something on, it's about 45 minutes away, and it starts at 9:30 in the morning. I'm already up early as it is, and to be leaving like my flat during rush hour and trying to get there at like 9:30 in the morning is like not right for my brain. I'm just gonna put on my lip products and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is my finished look. I know this video wasn't really long, but again, there's kind of a lot going on but not going on in my life. I'm kind of like, there's so much with me wanting to obviously like progress my social media, so I'm obviously trying to film lots of like Instagram and TikTok reels, and I've been sent like quite a few things from L'Oreal recently, and again, it blows my mind every time I receive something, because I never expect anything. When I get like a message saying I've received a parcel, I was like, from whom? And then I open it, and it is just, it's so silly to say it, but last month when everything was going on, even getting something like a parcel, like a PR parcel, I was like, oh my god, this is kind of like really nice and just uplifting. And I do enjoy making my content. I know I don't get a lot of views and I don't get a lot of like things and that, but it's such a competitive world that I kind of realized that I'm not the only person that is trying to do this stuff, and that's fine. Obviously it's a big world and there's so many talented people out there, but I'm just trying my best to kind of get on with things, and I still really enjoy making content. And you know, even though there's a lot going on in my mind and I'm not myself, I still feel like this is a part of me that I really enjoy. And you know, alongside being a mum, I know I mentioned that a lot, but again, it's a part of my life that has completely changed how I am, and how I do things and how I see things. And that's just me in kind of like a nutshell, really. Like if you want me to do another Q&A soon, let me know. Not Q&A, but like a get ready with me, because I love doing get ready with me. There's products that I haven't used in ages, and I kind of liked how everything has kind of come together. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about anything. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.